feel when you find out that I wrote this instead of you? That it was I who got up early to sit in the kitchen and mention with a pen the rain-soaked windows, the ivy wallpaper, and the goldfish circling its bowl. Go ahead and turn aside, bite your lip, tear out the page, but listen, it was just a matter of time before one of us happened to notice the unlit candles and the clock humming on the wall. Plus, nothing happened that morning. A song on the radio, a car whistling along the road outside, and I was only thinking about the shakers of salt and pepper that were standing side by side on a placemat. I wondered if they had become friends after all these years, or if they were still strangers to one another, like you and I, who managed to be known and unknown to each other at the same time. Me at this table with a bowl of pears, you leaning in a doorway somewhere near some blue hydrangeas reading this. So these are very optimistic portrayals of extremely attentive reader. I'm going to read some new poems and then a few older ones. This is, there was a school of poetry in the late 18th century in England that were called the Graveyard Poets, and this is maybe a late comer to that school. It's called Grave. What do you think of my new glasses? I asked as I stood under a shade tree beside the joined grave of my parents. And what followed was a long silence that descended on the rows of the dead and on the fields and the woods beyond. One of the 100 kinds of silence, according to the Chinese belief, each one distinct from the others, and the differences being so faint that only a few special monks were able to tell one from the other. They make you look very scholarly, I heard my mother say, once I lay down on the ground and pressed an ear into the soft grass. Then I rolled over and pressed my other ear to the ground, the ear my father likes to speak into. But he would say nothing, and I could not find a silence among the 100 Chinese silences that would fit the one that he created, even though I was the one who had just made up the business of the 100 Chinese silences. The silence of the night boat and the silence of the lotus, cousin to the silence of the temple bell, only deeper and softer, like petals at its farthest edges. My father was a great fabricator of stuff when I was a kid, and so I thought I'd make up some weird stuff.